Hi, welcome to Moth Guitars.
Hi, I'm Brady Doyle with Moth Guitar. We're in Cuba, New York. We're in my shop here where I started prototyping these guitars, and I've built a handful of them so far. I call it the Model A. It kind of has an A shape. You might have a flying V, but this is sort of like a flying A with this cross member here, a crossbar. So this guitar is kind of inspired by mid-century modern furniture. You might see some things designed by the Eames or Herman Miller that are kind of bent plywood chairs. A lot of times they have this walnut look with the maple inside. And so it was inspired visually by furniture, but also in the sense that electric guitar kind of lives in your house and is a piece of furniture that you might have to live with. So it's not as flashy as some guitars that are really made for the stage, but it's still visually interesting. Well, I started playing guitar when I was about 14. Just got really into it. Was always interested in building things. Went to school for design. Learned a lot about design history and sort of design theory. And well, during the pandemic, I did a little sketch of basically this shape in my sketchbook. That after the pandemic, I moved to my hometown and got some help from my dad to construct this shop that we're in. And the first project I had was to build this prototype that's here, a little bit disassembled now. And it was a big journey to learn how to mold this. I sort of took the approach of trying everything. I hadn't built too many guitars before I started this. I wanted to find out where the line was of where things would break and what was cheap enough to use and what needed to be reinforced. So the guitar stands up naturally. There's no stand, you don't have to do anything. Yeah, the guitar's about 6 pounds. It has a big heavy vibrato trem block in here, which is about 1 pound, so it's about as light as any guitar you'll find in a guitar store. So I've taken to call this the tail bar. Most guitars have a whammy bar in the front. Having the wings, as I call them, and the belt line here kind of made the traditional whammy bar less possible. Usually we'd be going into this hole in the bridge. But with this design, I realized this was kind of an opportunity to come up with a better design than the whammy bar. So I have a sliding back plate here. I can just install this tail bar into the back side of the bridge. And now, instead of pushing on the front, you're pushing on the back with your leg. I think people that appreciate interior design and want a guitar that blends in with their furniture and their decor in their home, that'll probably be the first big market for these guitars. But I'd like the price to come down over time as I've sort of designed it to be mass producible and simpler in many ways than a guitar that's completely made out of a solid piece of wood. These plies would have gone to make a skateboard, and I've done the test of standing on this on these wings, and they're pretty strong. I mean, they'll hold my weight up. So I think you could tour with this and you'd be fine. Yeah, I could see a post-punk band liking this guitar, or a bluegrass band. In a lot of ways, it's like an Esquire or a Telecaster, so I could definitely see that appealing to country, especially with some of the effects you can get using that tail bar and bending chords, sort of like a pedal steel. If I was a mechanic for guitars, I would know all about Stratocasters and Les Pauls and all the details of popular guitars, and I would probably take less leaps. Yeah, I'm a little bit less steeped in some of the tradition. I had to figure things out myself, and I kind of came up with some unique solutions that way. Just thinking about what I would want from guitar that I wasn't finding, and just pursuing what I thought was harmonious.